Hello everybody and good morning. I mean morning for me. It's about like 5:40 or 6 o'clock and I'm checking in from Detroit Airport. Here we go. We are going to New York. I mean I'm going to New York and the reason why because I never been. So simple as that. So of course I always say if you've seen a big city you've seen all of them, but I have a feeling New York is a little bit different. Maybe it's like a little bit more iconic or it has just good marketing. I don't know. Let's check it out. So I have a 2 hour flight and then about two an hour 15 minutes, something like that. And then I'm gonna stay until Monday for like basically 2 nights. I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of excited and I'm really curious actually. So let's see how it is. Oh. Well, what should I say? I just got off the bus and I'm here at Bryant Park, right here. I had a smooth flight until the end, basically, because it never happened with me. When we were about to touch the ground, I guess we weren't able to start properly or something, but the pilot decided to take off again, like right away. And so we did another circle and we touched on a second time, which was kind of interesting. And then, so I found a bus. An express bus brought me right here, which is Manhattan area. And like you can tell from my face, I'm like, wow, okay, that's something different. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, let's go to our first station, which is gonna be the Empire State Building. Hell yeah. Here we are, guys. We arrived to the Empire State Building, and I don't even fit in a camera, but who cares? Anyway, so meanwhile I was looking for the building. I was like looking up, everywhere. I was like, where is it? Where is it? Like I don't see it. And then I'm like, okay, I came too far. I turned around and was like, there we go. So it's kind of awkward that you missed a building like this. Like how? I gotta go to the doctor or something. I have issues. Anyway, I'm really excited to get in. Some information, you can check it out on Wikipedia and everything. Basically, the building is built in 1930 until 1931. So in 1 year, they made this whole huge building. That's fucking crazy, actually. When I saw it, I didn't believe it. It's about 438 meters tall until the tip, and was I think 104 floors, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what I read. But my personal feeling about it, why I'm so excited to see this building when I saw like other like taller buildings already in life. For me, it's kind of like a childhood thing. When you're growing up in like, let's say, Eastern Europe and you see all these American movies and you see the Empire State Building, it's like, wow, So basically it just like stick with me. And now I'm here and I see in life. I'm like, wow, okay. It's definitely a really cool feeling, It's really cool. When you enter to the building and also to the welcome center area, let's say like that, you will find a bunch of cool photos of the Empire State Building, and there is also a smaller version of it, and there is like a comparison charts, like how many LEDs, how many screws, or how much weight does the small one weighs, and how much, example, the big one. It's pretty interesting, and there are some cool facts also about the building, some pictures like how the scene looked like before they started to build the Empire State Building. And there is also a cool fact, because they were building so fast this whole structure, that sometimes the steel arrived from the factory and it was still warm, which is pretty crazy to think about. After the Welcome Center, you can go up on the 86th floor, where you have already a really nice view of the city, and there are some cool like art pieces and paintings and drawings up there, and there is one particular one from Stephen Wiltshire, who is an artist, and he was taking a helo ride about 45 minutes long, and because he has a photographic memory, he was able to remember all these details and draw this incredible picture of Manhattan area and of the city. It's very, very incredible. And after that, you can still go up to the 102nd floor. Basically, that's the highest point you can get on the Empire State Building, and you can go also outside. It's really, really nice up there. Like, the view is just really incredible, and I was lucky with the weather, so I was able to see far. Honestly, what should I say? Wow, it was definitely a great experience to be in that building, I mean the Empire State Building, and it was just like all package what you get for that. I don't know, I think about $50 or 30-50 bucks, something like that, to go all the way up, and like you know, they like, it's not boring, you know, because the elevator has like this display above you, and it just like shows that as you like, you know, when they were constructing the whole building, you're going up there, and like there's a little also like a moment when you're like a little time machine. They bringing you back to like 1930, when they 1930s when they start to build this whole structure, and it was definitely worth it. So I definitely can recommend it. It was all for personal reasons also. It was a great time up there, and here I am at the next bucket list point. Here we go, the Garden. It's not the most beautiful building in the world, not at all. It's kind of ugly for sure. But this is, for a basketball player like me, it's like the St. Peter Cathedral for a Catholic person, I guess. I mean, that's the closest I could make a comparison, but yeah. So it's here. Like, I never been a New York Knicks fan, but this building is the basketball history itself. So it's time to check it out. Wow, honestly guys, it was definitely an experience to go in the Garden too. And I was very lucky because when I just got there, that was the last tour going into the all access tour basically. And so when I went in, I just wanted to check out the store and like, you know, a little bit like inside of the garden, but they were like, you know, it's 30 bucks, go around the garden, and they can like bring you down to the stage, like I mean to the field, and like the suits everywhere. And I was like, you know what, why not, let's do it. So they were just like leaving pretty much the checkpoint when they were going into the for the tour, so I joined them, and I definitely didn't regret it. And when I said it's definitely a must place to go if you're a basketball player, I'm not, and like it's not just with basketball anymore, to be honest, because like so many events held there back in the days, and still nowadays that's incredible. Like that place has like a real history, and yeah, it was just really nice to see it, and like all the stories they were telling. Actually, I didn't know that, but actually when they have like two games, like two sport events on one day, they're pretty much making the ice in a year, like once, and they're covering the floor with like insulation, and they're putting the basketball court on top. So basically the ice, like depending on basketball players playing on ice, at least underneath them. So it was very interesting. And yeah, they have like huge beer stations, obviously, like to supply all the fans and everything. And they said they delivering like beers and all those beverages for like 2 times a month. So it was a really incredible amount of drinks they're consuming over there. But I mean, it's understandable. they were actually just setting up the stage and everything for like a John Mayer concert, I think. It was John Mayer. So they were testing the sound and everything. So our guy didn't really had a easy time to talk to us because they were just like checking the sound and everything. So yeah. And now I think all my final stuff for today it's going to be over there. The Times Square, I think one of the most knowing spots in New York City. So yeah, almost there. Here I am on Times Square, and like my first impression is like obviously it's like wow, and the second is like the amount of people, because obviously this is one of the main attraction I guess in here in New York, main spot. But at the same time it's just like overwhelming a little bit. Like wow, it's crazy. You can find here all kind of people, like really all kind of people. It's insane. And those billboards are just wow, like look at it. It's insane. It's really crazy. I don't know how much you guys can hear me because it's pretty noisy over here, obviously, but yeah, it's I don't know how much it comes through the camera and through the video, but it's it's worth to check it out once, you know, like maybe you're not into cities or like places like this, but like just to, not even just to say that you've been here, but that it's feeling, I can't really explain it to be honest, but it is very, I mean, crazy, I guess, yeah. Wow. Well, as you guys can see, the night is here already. So I took a stroll, actually a long walk, all the way to Brooklyn, through the Brooklyn Bridge, and honestly, I just can't get disappointed with this place. Like really, I really getting what I was expecting. It's a big city. It's a busy city, you know. But for somehow it has something different. Maybe it's just because I'm here the first time and I'm not living here. Obviously I won't live here because that's definitely a different conversation. But look at this, guys. This is just something else. I'm gonna go and take some better shots with the other camera so you guys can have the best footage possible. And yeah, so this is the Manhattan Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge, and over there in the far, the Williamsburg Bridge. And this is the Hudson River. There we go, in person. So, and the night is not done yet because I just get a spot in one of the jazz bar, a local jazz bar close to my hostel where I'm staying at. So yeah, I actually need to rush back soon and get changed and get ready for the night. I'm really excited about it, not gonna lie. Guys, I don't know what to say after this show. Like honestly, I'm still under the effect of it, and it was just so incredible. The way those guys were playing together, like it was just another level. Like really, it was. If I would have just come to New York just because of this, it would have worth it already. So it definitely was a great ending for this day. It was a great show. Like you guys will see it now. I took some footage, you know. Obviously, I wasn't able to record like long videos, but I tried my best. Wow, it was great, great experience. The place actually called Smoke Jazz Club here, close to actually Harlem, and yeah, great music, loved it. Hello guys, and welcome on day 2 of my New York adventure. So I'm here right now at the Statue of Liberty, and of course it's raining like crazy, but otherwise the weather is nice, so it's like not cold at least. But yeah, it's just a rainy day. So pretty much like what I wanted to, like, until I was actually waiting for a boat, and I was sitting on a ferry to get here. I was reading some information about the statue, because I knew that, like, okay, America got it from the French. It's celebrating the freedom, the Independence Day and everything, but I wanted to just get like a little bit into the more like the details. And originally the statue wasn't actually made or planned for the Americans or America, because the original plan was to celebrate the Suez Canal, which I didn't know, and it was supposed to stand the entry of the Suez Canal in Egypt, and as like a guard of the canal. But the Egyptians said no for that plan, and basically the planner who had this idea, and I can't pronounce his name, I'm gonna definitely write it out here, a French guy, sold the idea then to the Americans, for American people. And yeah, that's how the statue came here. And actually for the reason why she's wearing like these baggy clothes and everything is because like originally was for the Middle East, and that's why she has like more like a Middle East style of clothing on her. But otherwise she's definitely looking good for an over 200-year-old lady, so yeah. Otherwise it's a good feeling to be here. And for just a couple of informations like about like transportation and how to get here, you know, that the ferries are going from New York and from Jersey also, and honestly it's just so good, like all the transportation, that even that like a lot of people come here like day by day to visit this place, it's still not that super busy. Maybe it's also because of the weather. Like a lot of people, they just like, okay, we're not gonna do it today, but otherwise the transportation and everything is like, yeah, it's really well done. So it's definitely a plus. For the rest of the day, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm gonna go actually to the Ellis Island, which is over there, and I'm gonna check out the immigration museum. That's gonna be definitely an interesting story as well. So yeah, but I'm really hoping that the rain is gonna stop, or at least slow down a little bit, because it's enough for today. So here we are, guys. We arrived to our second destination today. It's Ellis Island Immigration Museum. Back in the days, this place was actually the registry room where they registered all those immigrants who arrived to New York and New Jersey. The building opened, I think, 1892. I think that's what I was reading. And from that point on, basically until 1950s. They were receiving here immigrants. So basically this was like an immigration checkpoint, and all immigrants who arrived to this area, like to New Jersey or New York, had to go through this basically checkpoint. And it's really crazy to imagine all those people arriving here, standing by those little desk areas you can maybe see over there, and they had to just basically check in who they are, their identifications and everything. And you know, some of them they had to go through a medical examination too, because you know, they wanted to make sure only healthy people are gonna enter the country. So yeah, it's an interesting and a very historical place for sure. And it's actually it's a nice building as well. Nice place. It's definitely worth a visit. Actually, I don't know if you guys seen The Godfather 2. Back in the days, Don Corleone, the young one, arrived here also, and that was also one of his checkpoints. So if you guys seen the movie, then definitely this place is gonna be familiar. I mean, it's definitely familiar for me. So yeah, it's very cool to be here. Not gonna lie. This place is also a very interesting spot. Until they were not able to enter the country, obviously the immigrants had to stay somewhere, and this was one of those dormitory rooms where they were actually being stored, or where they were sleeping. And during the day, they didn't use these beds, so basically they just pulled them up on those poles, and when the night came, they just raised it down, and that's how they had to sleep. So definitely it's not a comfortable spot. Basically that's what it looked like. And yeah, I mean, I definitely slept in more comfortable beds before, for sure. So I overheard some information from one of the employees over here. And he said almost 12 million people actually had to go through this checkpoint back in the days. And from that 12 million people, about more than 90% made it and got a chance to live here and settle down here in the United States. And nowadays, from the 12 million people, has about 150 million people who has ancestors records over here in Ellis Island, which is very interesting in my opinion. And they had to actually go through pretty much very similar questions when you had to go through by immigration, like nowadays, like obviously where you're coming from, how much money you have with, where you're going to, who do you have here, like who's living here, who paid your fares, example, on the boat, and all this stuff. So it's definitely a place to check out, especially if you are into maybe a historic stuff. And by the way, the view is also not that bad. So yeah, and I'm just gonna get on the boat and let's cruise back to New York City. Here I am, guys. Again, today is the last day. My flight is gonna take off in about 4 hours. But before that, I really wanted to check out in let's say last minute the 9/11 memorial. And today is even more special because today is actually 9/11. And to think about it, 22 years ago, how this place looked like at this time, which is about 1 o'clock. So both towers came down already, and obviously news was flooded with all the information, and like everybody was just like shaking his head and oh my god, what happened? So the world pretty much couldn't believe it. I still remember also I just came home from school at, by our time it was about like 2-3 p.m. but I was seeing in the news like what was going on, and it was just crazy, honestly. I couldn't, obviously like digest it because I was about like 12. So but growing up and like seeing and reading about this whole situation and what this two building was meaning for here for people, then when I was understanding more like really what was just happening over here. Today I can't actually get close to the memorial because it's closed for family until like 3 p.m. for families, which is totally understandable. But even just like being in this area next to the new World Trade Center is just a very, like, I don't know, I'm walking around here and I have goosebumps all the time, and I'm not even from this country or I have nothing to do with physically New York, but it's just I don't know how to explain this feeling, to be honest. So obviously a lot of tourists and a lot of police officers, firefighters, marines, like all from all that area came down here to honor for on this day for those who lost their lives over here. Because if you think about it, those firefighters or police officers, they saw what was happening. The towers were burning and they were running in the building. Just like, don't care, just running, that's my job. Boom. So, wow. Thinking about it, it's crazy. So. After the quick visit at the Ground Zero, I was heading to the airport, but fortunately, they cancelled my flight and I had to stay an extra day in New York actually. So I had one more place where I really wanted to go, and because of that I was able to make it. But let's see that in the next episode. By the way, thank you very much for watching, guys, and stay tuned.